In my last video, I stated that the longest walkable route in the world is from New Cape Point Lighthouse, South Africa, to Marienburg Mission, Papua New Guinea. But I might be wrong in that assumption. And no, that's not because the original location was further. It may be because there's a whole nother thing that none of us have ever considered. And that is actually returning back to Russia. It has nothing to do with Magadan. But I have just recently found a brand new road that might go further than anyone has ever thought. That road is the Anadyr highway. From some sources that I could find, the road starts near Magadan, heads through cities like Omsuchkan and Omolon, then goes up to Bilibino to Pevek, and then down here, past this coastal city, and to Anadyr, right here where the road ends. So, I've spent the past week trying to find any existence of this road, and it does exist. The most notable place where you can see it is right here. Now, I've spent a lot of time mapping out the ins and outs of this road, where the points where it seems to end. You can see a photo right now. All the little hearts are places where the road ends, or I couldn't find a continuation to it. But I just recently found that this is not just an isolated road network, but that it all connects together. This photo that you can see on screen right now is the most likely path that the road takes that I can trace. And you can see that it adds approximately 1,000 more kilometers onto our trip. If this is true, I measured some similar walking distances and similar walking conditions. The closest I could simulate to the similar walking conditions in Nuvik to Yellowknife, if you type that in and put it on walking, you get this, which is pretty much the same distance and pretty much the same walking conditions through the mountains, but some places are flat. And you can see that it would add 3,052 kilometers onto our journey, but only 680 hours. That means that if this path was true, it would just barely be longer in terms of time, but in terms of distance, it would still be further to go to Papua New Guinea. Now, I'm recording this before my last video is posted, but some people might have noticed that I stated that there were ferries in the previous run. For example, to cross from Sumatra to Java, from Java to Sulawesi, and from Sulawesi to New Guinea. Now that is true, and that's something that I considered. But something that disproves that is this exact thing right here. If you type in New Cape Point Lighthouse to Magadan, which was the old longest walkable route in the world, you get this. Now this seems pretty cool, except you can see all the way over here on the left, it says this route includes a ferry. That is right here. So everyone there who might say, wait, that doesn't count because there's ferries. The old longest walkable route already had ferries in it. Here, from Trabzon to Sochi. No, I'm not cheating. Ferries are clearly allowed because the last one was cheating. This is clearly longer than everything else. The road ends up in Anadyr right here and might even continue past that. The furthest I can find that the road goes is, I think it ends in this valley right here. You can kind of see right here. I think there's a mine right here, and that's where the road ends. There's no need to go any further out. There's really nothing there. So yeah, I hope that was a pretty cool thing, and definitely a surprise for me considering that I thought I had just invented a new thing, that this is the longest walkable route, and I immediately find something longer over here going to here. Alright. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other video if you haven't already on the longest walkable route in the world, where I talk about the route to Papua New Guinea. And other than that, bye bye.